You won the North Louisiana something food and wine festival.
Yeah.
What'd you make? Some kind of empanada dish or?
Yeah, I made Greek empanadas. The whole time at the event, my table had a line.
Oh wow.
So right in the midst, because they were calling out like the different categories, and then I was like, they not gonna call my name. And as I was packing up, they said overall best chef Rashanna Newsome. I was like, whoa. I said, seriously?
Well, hey, I'm Geno Lee, your host for Jackson's Table, a podcast that gets you fired up about sitting down and staying a while. Today, we have our very own Chef Rashanna Newsome of the Manship wood-fired kitchen. Welcome to the program, Shauna.
Well, thanks for having me, Geno.
I called you Shauna. Do they call
That's
you Shauna, or it's Rashanna or Rashanna or what?
Ro, actually.
Oh, Roshana.
No, just Ro.
Oh, Ro.
R-O.
Chef Ro.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
Well, welcome to the program, Chef
Thanks
Ro.
for having me.
So you're here at the Manship, and you've been here for a short what? How long you been here?
It's about to be 13 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Well, from what I understand, you started off here. You helped open this place up, right?
Yep.
13 years ago.
2013. Yep.
Man. And explain your journey throughout the years. You've held a lot of different positions since you've been here.
Yeah. So, I mean, it started in 2013. I applied for the job. I went to the interview and I got hired right on the spot. I started out working the salad station.
Oh, wow.
I was literally the salad girl. That's what people would call me. And I just kind of worked my way up. Maybe like 2.5 months into working here, I had to go back to Chicago to redo a semester in culinary school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate situation, but I left for like 2 months to go and finish off my degree. And while I was still in Chicago, I got a phone call one day, and Alex was like, "Hey, do you want to be the sous chef?" I said, "Sure." So I basically got a promotion while I was away.
From salad girl to sous chef. Man, that's a big promotion.
Yeah. And that was in 2014, like a year later. Because basically when I started out here, I kind of self-trained myself. I was working the salad station. I would just like walk around and pay attention to like what was going on all the other stations and just like taking a peek. And, so it was just like this one day we thought the restaurant was clear, like we were done with the rush, and everybody went home, and I was the only one left here, and that was the day I had to like prove to myself, like, oh, I can run this, I can run this by myself. So that kind of tied in with me getting promoted because I was able to like show that I'm capable of, running the restaurant and somewhat managing.
So you were put your feet were put to the fire, no pun intended. The wood fire,
Literally,
right?
yeah, literally. I was more in the back then, and I think that's when like the catering and stuff kicked off. That's when we got introduced to a lot of catering, and
Because you became the chef of catering here at the restaurant, right?
yep,
Then you left for a while and went to one of y'all's other
yeah,
restaurants.
went to Applos
Okay.
in 2018, and I opened Applos as the executive chef. I stayed there a year and a half, and then I just, decided to come back here. And I've pretty much been here since.
But now you're not catering. Well, you still are catering chef, but you're kind of like a freelance chef too. Explain that whole process. That's kind of cool.
So with this being my full-time job, outside of here, I still do private catering for friends, family, people that have heard of me and want my services. And I do that. I don't do it as often as I would like to.
Yeah.
Because this is like I said, this is like my full time. But I probably have maybe like a private catering maybe once or twice out the month.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I have friends who've had your cooking. You catered their event, and it was supposed to be over 200 people.
Yeah.
And in fact, we talked about it. You remember the whole thing, and I mean, 200 people. I couldn't imagine cooking for 200 people.
That was my first biggest event that I've ever done.
Wow.
My first biggest catering that I've ever done.
Well, that's so. You've been doing this a while.
Yeah.
And in fact, when I asked you how long have you been cooking, Chef Ro?
Probably since I was 7 or 8 years old.
That's amazing.
Literally, when I was able to reach the stove. The first thing I ever cooked was scrambled eggs because I had a craving for it. I was like, hey, I think I just want an egg sandwich on toast. And I asked my mom if I could do it, and she was like, I guess so. So I went in there and I scrambled eggs, and it was the best, the best I ever had. But I started out like around that time, and by the time I was like 11, 12 years old, I was cooking full course meals.
That's
I
amazing.
was I was going in the grocery store on my own, like this little kid
Yeah.
pushing around a buggy and just getting groceries. Yeah, and I would go home and just like cook. I would put some music on, and everybody would just be like in their room or in the living room watching TV, and I'm just in the kitchen, just like throwing down, just cooking all kind of food, and not just like normal food. It was mainly like soul food. Like you would think that it was a special occasion or it was like Thanksgiving or
Right.
Christmas because I was cooking like I would just be in the mood like, you know what? I want some soul food today. I would cook something like pot roast with veggies, dressing, mac and cheese, sweet
Wow.
potatoes, greens, cornbread, and somebody would be like, "What's the occasion?" I'm like, "I just felt like
It's
cooking."
Thursday.
Right.
Right.
I just felt like cooking. But that's how I got started. And I mainly my mom, I used to just like watch her. And she just made it look like so simple. And my favorite dish that she makes, still to this day, is her spaghetti. I don't know
Oh,
what it
wow.
is about her spaghetti, but that was the favorite. That was one of the favorite things that I used to like for her to cook.
You know, it
And
takes a special person to be a chef
yeah,
or just to be in the restaurant business, period. You know, it's just
yeah,
either you got to be a little bit crazy or a lot crazy, you know, because I mean, it's a different world. You know, and you talked about you mentioned a couple of times working with executive chef Alex Eaton. You know, y'all are really close, huh?
we are.
And
We
that's
are very
so
close.
I'm thinking about how your transition from working in mom's or helping in mom's kitchen or grandma's kitchen and now working with Chef Alex is like they just give you your free reigns. Like this girl here knows what she's doing, you know,
Yeah,
just kind of let you go.
yeah.
Now you come from a very culinary family. Does everybody in your family cook?
Um, they cook, but not like me.
Not like you. Right.
My dad worked in Georgia at the Georgia Dome, where they were doing like caterings and like in the arenas they had like the different
Yeah.
spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me that he used to be in there like for hours, just like prepping,
Oh my goodness.
feeding thousands
Right.
and thousands of people because they would have like basketball games and concerts, and that's where he would be at. And whenever I would go and visit him, he always let me cook. Like it wasn't even like, hey, can I do this? He'll just be like, come on, get in here. We're about to cook this. We're about to cook that. And I used to just sit back and watch him too, like with the seasonings. And I'm just like, man, this smells so good up in here. Dad, what you cooking? What you cooking? And then eventually I started taking over
There you go.
with him. I did the same with my mom. I did the same with my dad.
It seems like there's a pattern here, Rashanna. You always say that you stood back and looked. You stood back and looked. Whether you came here and made salads, you were looking at whatever everybody else was doing. Whenever you watched your mom cook, you were watching from the background. Your
Yeah.
dad, Chef Alex. I mean, you're always watching, and your mind is always going. Those creative juices are always flowing. Tell me, what gets those creative? Because I read somewhere that when you were a little girl, I don't know whether it's true or not, that you would take pots and pans outside and make your own little things out of mud pies and all that. Is that true?
Yeah.
It is.
I used to actually sneak it out the house. I used to take my mom's favorite pot. As a matter of fact, it was the pot that she made the spaghetti.
Oh my God.
And I would sneak outside and go off in this little corner and just like dig up dirt and put it in the pot.
In her favorite pot.
Go to the water hose, fill it up with water, and just like start stirring and whipping. And we had like this concrete slab. That's where I would make my mud pies.
Oh,
I would
man.
like just ladle them out and leave them right there, and then go in the house and see who was around, like coast clear, and go back in the kitchen, like hurry up and clean everything, and then I would let the mud pies sit for a day. And then I would go back the next day and flip them, let them sit for another day, and then that'd be it. I just throw them away.
Right.
It was just fun doing it. But
So
yeah,
that's-
that is true.
That is so cool.
100%
So
true.
even as a little girl,
Yeah.
you were just creative. Do you think that kind of transferred to where you are now, like that creative flow in your cooking? Because you are so creative in your cooking.
Yeah, like in my mind, I was whipping up something magical,
Right,
something
yeah.
like, but it was just mud and water. I mean, dirt and water, and that's how it started. And I think I was probably like 5. I was very like young, but I thoroughly remember all of that stuff because it all tied in with what I'm doing today. I knew back then that I wanted to be a chef.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so neat. Well, now you're an acclaimed chef, won awards. I saw that you won the what is it, the North Louisiana something Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah.
What'd you make, some kind of empanada dish or?
Yeah, I made Greek empanadas. That's when I was working at Apples. I made Greek empanadas and I topped it with like some kind of, I can't remember the salsa, but I topped it off and like the whole time at the event, my table had a line.
Oh wow.
Like I couldn't keep up because people was like, everybody's telling me to come to this table, come to this table. I had people coming like 2 or 3 times. And I eventually like sold out of everything. I was like, I'm sorry guys, everything's all gone.
Wow.
And then they announced the winner and I was like, what? Really? Me? So yeah. I've done quite a few events.
Wow. And what's amazing about that whole thing is, as you said, what, me? I believe you probably did say that because you're the kind of person that would rather be behind the scenes than in the spotlight.
And I remember that particular moment when they called my name. I was actually packing up my table because I was like, yeah, I'm tired now. It's time to go. So right in the midst, because they were calling out like the different categories and everything, like best presentation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, they're not going to call my name. So I started packing up my table. And as I was packing up, they said, overall, best chef, Rashanna Newsome. I was like, whoa. I said, seriously? So I walked to the front and I was still shy. I'm pretty sure I was looking down the whole time. But I just thanked everybody for, choosing me. And that was it.
Wow.
I was very shocked.
Well, you're so perfect for Jackson's Table because this is a place where we highlight chefs, whether they're shy or whether they want to be in the front,
Yeah.
but just to highlight and show their wares. I mean, you've done a lot of great things. As you said, you've been doing this for a long time. And one thing we try to do is we're trying to highlight our Jackson culinary scene. Because we have a lot of great restaurants in Jackson, which, as you know,
do.
and you've helped create one of them right here. This is one of my family's favorite restaurants.
Yeah.
I mean, special occasions, this is a place where we always come to. We love the Manship, and you're one of the reasons behind that because you're back there behind the scenes bringing out this great food. But out of all the great restaurants in Jackson, there's some great dishes, some great chefs. What is one of your favorite dishes or one of your favorite places to go here in Jackson?
One of my favorite restaurants to go to is Polito's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it is very close. And believe it or not, the most simplest thing on the menu, the Caesar salad, is the best Caesar salad I've ever had in my life.
Wait a second.
That's my go-to.
You go
Whenever I
somewhere
to
for a
Polito's.
salad?
You're
You're not the first person I've
I'm
say
a
that.
very simple, for me to be a chef and cook all this good food, I'm a very simple, basic fruit, vegetable type of girl.
Strictly farm to table.
Yeah.
Because it can't be, I'm sure, store-bought
Right.
tomatoes or store-bought olives, whatever goes in the salad. It's got to be all fresh stuff, and you can taste the freshness. I was in Greece last year, and one thing about the cuisine there, everything was so fresh, and I can remember that the chef, when he was bringing the salad out, I could smell the tomatoes before they came around the
Yeah.
corner, because they were so fresh. It wasn't like your local grocery store tomato.
Right, right.
It came straight from the garden in the behind the restaurant,
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're talking about. Is that
And
kind of
that's amazing to me how we have so many local vendors. Like the dish I'm preparing today, I bought all of those ingredients from the farmer's market.
made
And
right
while
here
I was there
locally?
picking out everything was just like, I could smell everything, and I was like just grabbing stuff. And I was like, hold on, you can't get too much stuff, but picked out those ingredients.
Oh, wow.
Yep, all
Well,
local.
I can't wait to see what you're going to prepare for us because,
Yep.
I mean, these ingredients, they're so fragrant. I mean, I can smell the sweetness of the plums and the apples and the peaches and the
Yeah.
strawberries and then the acidity of the lemons and the tomatoes. I can actually smell it right now.
Yeah.
You know, and I can tell that didn't come from,
Just,
Walmart.
Right,
You know?
exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Straight from the
So I
farmer's
can't wait to try that. It looks amazing. What are you going to prepare for us today?
So I'm a fruit and veggie type of person. It's just like my spin like on a nice fresh vegetable fruit salad. Just utilizing local products. And plus it's something real light. You know, it's summertime, it's hot outside.
Very hot
You don't want
outside.
anything like too heavy, too overwhelming. So this is just like a nice salad with just like a lot of veggies and fruit and tossing like a light vinaigrette on top of a bed of lettuce.
Chef Rashanna, show us your magic.
All right, will do.
All right, here we are, Chef Rashanna. Well, tell me exactly what we have here and what are you going to prepare for us?
I have some plums.
Okay.
I have some peaches. I have some apples. I have some mini baby pickling cucumbers. I have some fresh blueberries, fresh strawberries. I got some hydroponic spring mix from Salad Days, which is based in Florida. And I got some beefsteak tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, heirloom cherry tomatoes, a little red onion, some fresh basil, some fresh mint, and our house-made white balsamic vinegar.
All right.
So basically what I'm doing, I'm just taking all the fruits and veggies and putting them in a bowl and letting them marinate in the balsamic and taking this and just tossing it a little bit in the balsamic and using this as a bed and just putting the fruit on top and garnishing with the goat cheese.
All right. Well, let's show us what you're going to do.
All right. So I'm going to start out with the plums. Of course, they have a pit in it, so we got to get that pit out of there. And some of them are kind of hard to get out, but I normally just like pluck them right on out with a spoon or using my hand.
Right.
So we got like 2 different sizes. I love these better. I love the red flesh in these.
Oh, that's pretty. Look how bright red that is.
Yeah. So we just taking these and cutting them in half. See, that one is like super ripe. You can see that one is very ripe. Then we're just gonna give them like a little rough chop.
Okay.
Throw them right there in the bowl. Doesn't have to be perfect, or I mean, you can cut it to how you're comfortable with eating it. If you like big chunks, I like big chunks of fruit. Take one of our peaches. These peaches are very ripe.
Oh,
as you
man.
can see.
And it smells so good, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna scoop a little bit of that inside out right there. Do a little rough chop with this. I actually spent like 10 minutes picking through all these peaches at the farmer's market.
Picking the perfect ones.
Okay, we're gonna take a little piece of our apple. Give a little rough chop.
And what kind of apple is this?
This is a cosmic apple.
And can it be any apple? Like I love Honeycrisp.
Yeah, that's my favorite apple.
Okay.
They didn't
but you
have
said
any
that
available.
they didn't have any.
No,
but you
they
said Granny
didn't.
Smith does well too. The tartness of that.
Yeah, the tartness goes in good with the sweetness of
Oh
the
yeah, I can
vinaigrette.
see that. Yeah.
All right, so we have our apples, our peaches, our plums, and then we're gonna cut up a couple of little baby cucumbers.
Well, those are pretty cucumbers.
They are pretty. Throw those right on in. Let me move this bowl right here. Then we're gonna take our strawberries and just quarter them.
Oh, you're teasing me now. You're gonna put this right here underneath me, like, oh my goodness.
I did it on purpose.
Yeah, I know you did.
We're gonna take a few of our cherry tomatoes and just cut them in half.
Okay.
And take a little piece of our beefsteak tomato.
Oh man, that's pretty.
Nice little chunks. All right. Take a few of the little blueberries. And I know this may seem awkward, but red onion, I love
Oh yes, that's
raw
my
red
favorite onion.
Yeah. And we're just gonna take this and slice it real thin as you can get it, because you don't really want to bite into a
Right.
big
Yeah.
chunk of onion. So
Look at that. It's paper
try to
thin. Look at you.
slice
Those
it.
knife skills.
I know that's one of my specialties. All right. So now we're gonna take all of our veg, we're gonna take some of the white balsamic. So this is basically white balsamic, lemon juice, Italian seasoning, fresh thyme, shallots. It's just like a mixture of a lot of things. A little Dijon mustard.
Man, you can smell it. You need to patent
honey.
this. Chef Rose salad dressing. I can see it in the
And we
stores
just
now.
taking this, and then on top of that, we're gonna take some of this fresh basil, and we're gonna slice this real thin. Chiffonade is the correct term.
Okay.
Slice that real thin. Take that and toss it in. We're gonna take some of this fresh mint right here and slice this really thin. You smell it?
Yes,
It smells
I can.
good, doesn't it?
It does.
All right, and toss that in. Now we're just gonna let that sit for a minute while we prepare our lettuce. Our lettuce is, like I said, locally sourced flora, salad days. And this you don't even have to put a knife to it. Just take it and rip it up with your hands.
Okay. Is all the same lettuce?
No, it's actually different. You got Bibb lettuce, red leaf lettuce, and another type of lettuce that I can't
that's
think
pretty.
of right now. And I'm gonna take that lettuce just real lightly. You don't want it to be too heavy on your lettuce because you're gonna have this on top of it. So just give that a little toss like that. Take your nice little plate, bowl, make you a little bed like this. Then take your vegetables and your fruits, give it a little toss, and then just put you a nice little mound. Just like that.
Oh, that is perfect. Perfect
then,
for a sunny day.
My preference is goat cheese because of the tartness. It balances out with the sweet fruit. You just take your goat cheese and just crumble it up on top. Like that. And there you have it. A little nice, refreshing summer salad.
Oh,
Fruits and
perfect.
vegetables.
I think that Jackson holds something really special, and we all have in common as restaurateurs, as chefs. And if you're thinking about the same thing I am, what is that one special ingredient that you think all of our Jackson restaurants have that makes them so special?
Us putting our soul into it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Is that
so
what
too.
you were thinking?
I'm thinking the same thing. It's our soul.
Putting our soul into it and actually caring about what you're creating. And that's my biggest thing. I'm very hard on myself. If I mess something up, I criticize myself so bad. I upset myself. And they're like, Rashanna, calm down. It's fine. It tastes perfectly fine. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. You don't taste that. I put too much of this. I put too much of that. So I think that's one of the biggest things. Like when we creating stuff, you put your soul into it. It really don't take a lot. Just like love.
That's right.
Soul.
That's it.
And you make something so simple taste so great. And I have people that'll come to me and say, can you make this for me? And I'm like, all you gotta do is take these ingredients and mix them. I don't know, I can't do it. It's just something about when you do it, it just tastes better. I tried it. Mine turned out terrible. I said, well, did you do this? Did you do that? I did that. And they were like, it was just terrible.
Right.
So I'll take something and people will be like, man, like, this was so good. And that's what it is.
And it's the soul. I agree.
Yep.
I can remember a long time ago when I was younger, I used to try to make my mother's cornbread. And I had the recipe. It was all written down. She wrote it all down. And I did it exactly by the book.
Yeah.
And I could never figure out what I was doing wrong. It's just I wasn't putting the love that my mom put into it.
Yeah.
And once I learned how to put myself into the cornbread, it tasted just like hers.
Yeah.
I think that's why we're coined the city with soul.
Then you have to take your time. You can't rush perfection.
There you go.
And I'm a perfectionist. I mean, I know nobody's perfect, but I go above and beyond to try to be a perfectionist, and sometimes it don't work. Sometimes it works. But
either way,
yep,
it's gonna be okay. Right.
And I'll spend so much time panicking about something, and it ended up turning out to be great. And I'm like, man, I can't believe I stressed myself out when I was doing this earlier.
Because I guarantee you that if you don't like it, you're the only one who didn't. Because everybody else out here, when we ate it, it's gonna be wonderful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's only, I don't know why we're our own worst critics.
I am. I'm very hard on myself, but I'm starting to lighten up a little bit more.
Rashanna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of
And I
course.
can't wait to eat with you again.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
All right.
All right.
Well, this wraps up another episode of Jackson's Table. Thank you for joining us. And remember that no matter where you sit at the table, it might be something different, but it's always going to be good.